For millennia, the Bible has been a source of spiritual guidance, moral teaching, and profound hope for billions. Yet, beneath its sacred verses lie tales of terror, enigmatic prophecies, and unsettling mysteries that have perplexed scholars and haunted believers for centuries. Today, we journey into the shadows of Scripture to uncover the dark secrets of the Bible. These are not stories for the faint of heart. They are narratives of destruction, divine wrath, and prophecies that seem to echo in our modern world, challenging our understanding of faith, history, and the very nature of reality itself. Join us as we explore the chilling secrets hidden within its ancient pages. One of the most intriguing literary mysteries is hidden in plain sight within the King James Version of the Bible. It's a subtle nod to the era's greatest playwright, William Shakespeare. The theory centers on Psalm 46. When this translation was completed in 1610, Shakespeare was 46 years old. If you go to Psalm 46 and count 46 words from the beginning, you land on the word shake. Then, if you count 46 words from the end of a psalm, ignoring the concluding Selah, you find the word spear. Shake, spear. Is this a coincidence? Perhaps. But given the intricate wordplay and hidden meanings common in Renaissance literature, many believe this was a deliberate tribute by the translators to the master wordsmith of their time, a secret signature embedded within the holy text itself. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is one of the most infamous tales of divine retribution. The Bible describes fire and brimstone raining down from the heavens, utterly annihilating the cities of the plain for their wickedness. For centuries, this was seen as pure allegory, but modern science offers a chillingly plausible explanation. Archaeologists excavating at a site called Tal el-Hammam in modern-day Jordan have found evidence of a cataclysmic event around 1650 BC. They discovered a layer of melted pottery and building materials, suggesting an immense high-temperature explosion in the air. This aligns perfectly with the effects of a cosmic airburst, like the Tunguska event, caused by a meteor exploding before impact. The devastation would have been instantaneous and absolute, but the story's horror doesn't end there. Lot, the one righteous man saved from the city, flees with his daughters. In a cave, believing they are the last humans on earth, his daughters ply him with wine and conceive children with him. It's a deeply disturbing postscript, a tale of survival that descends into a desperate and tragic act, forever tainting the legacy of the man who was saved from God's wrath. When we think of the apocalypse, we picture the four horsemen: conquest, war, famine, and death. They are iconic harbingers of the end. But the book of Revelation mentions another, often overlooked figure. Chapter 6, verse 8 reads, "And I looked, and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and Hades followed with him." Hades, the Greek personification of the underworld, rides in Death's wake. This isn't a fifth horseman, but a terrifying companion, the very realm of the dead itself, unleashed upon the earth to swallow the victims of the other four. It transforms the apocalyptic vision from a symbolic series of disasters into something far more personal and horrifying. Death is not the end. It is the gateway, and Hades is the destination, gaping wide to consume a quarter of the world's population. This detail adds a layer of existential dread to the prophecy, a vision of not just mass death, but mass entrapment. The Bible's prophecies of the end times are a complex web of visions and predictions, many of which seem to resonate with uncanny accuracy in our contemporary world. The prophets Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Zechariah all speak of a final, great conflict centered on Israel. Ezekiel 38 describes an invasion from the north, a coalition of nations coming against a regathered Israel in the latter days. Many modern interpretations have pointed to Russia and its allies, noting the geographical and political alignments. The prophecies speak of global turmoil, widespread deception, and natural disasters on an unprecedented scale. As we watch international tensions escalate, with conflicts simmering around the globe and new alliances forming, it's difficult not to see parallels. These ancient texts describe a scenario that feels less like ancient prophecy and more like a headline from the near future, leaving us to wonder if we are living in the very days they foretold. What is hell? For many, the word conjures images of eternal flames and demonic torture, a concept popularized by works like Dante's Inferno. But this popular image is a significant departure from the original biblical descriptions. In the Old Testament, the realm of the dead is called Sheol. It's not a place of punishment, but a shadowy, silent pit, a place of rest where all souls, righteous and wicked alike, go after death. It's a state of non-existence, of being forgotten. The New Testament introduces the Greek term Hades, which carries a similar meaning. The concept of a fiery, eternal torment, often associated with the word Gehenna, was originally a reference to the Valley of Hinnom, a real garbage dump outside Jerusalem where fires were kept constantly burning. Jesus used this powerful local image to describe the ultimate consequence of being separated from God, a spiritual destruction. The modern idea of a medieval torture chamber is a later theological development, a far cry from the stark, silent finality described in the earliest scriptures. Biblical prophecy isn't always about the distant future. Sometimes it's a chillingly accurate prediction of historical events. In Deuteronomy and Leviticus, God lays out a series of blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. Among the most horrific curses for turning away from God is the warning that, in a time of siege, the Israelites would become so desperate they would resort to cannibalism, even eating their own children. This is not just a symbolic threat. History and archaeology confirm this prophecy was fulfilled with terrifying precision. The ancient historian Josephus documented these exact horrors during the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Describing mothers who cooked and ate their own infants out of starvation. Archaeological findings from other sieges in ancient Israel's history also point to evidence of extreme famine and cannibalism. It's a gruesome confirmation of Scripture, where the prophetic word becomes a historical reality, a testament to the brutal consequences foretold centuries earlier. Perhaps no figure from the Bible has captured the dark imagination of the world quite like the Antichrist. Described in the book of Revelation, he is the ultimate deceiver, a charismatic leader who will rise to global power, performing false miracles and demanding worship. He is associated with the beast and the infamous number 666, the number of a man. For centuries, people have tried to identify him. The Antichrist represents the ultimate corruption of power, a figure who mimics Christ but leads humanity to ruin. He is the final adversary in the cosmic drama, the embodiment of rebellion against God. His story is a powerful warning about the allure of false saviors and the dangers of surrendering our judgment to charismatic but malevolent forces. The enduring mystery of his identity keeps the world watching, searching for signs of his prophesied arrival. From hidden codes and scientific validations to fulfilled prophecies of unimaginable horror, the Bible contains depths that continue to challenge and disturb us. These stories are more than ancient legends. They are haunting narratives that blur the line between myth and history, faith and fear. They speak of a world subject to divine laws and consequences that are as awe-inspiring as they are terrifying. The dark secrets of the Bible serve as a stark reminder that the world's most influential book is also its most mysterious and, in many ways, its most unsettling. The questions they raise linger long after the final page is turned, echoing through the corridors of time. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Subscribe for more explorations into the world's greatest mysteries.